Hello, Mr. Randy Duck, and welcome back for another video. This time I've got two replays for you featuring the new Tier 10 American Premium Medium Tank, the M47 Iron Arnie. Now this tank was available at a discount if you picked Arnie in one of the recent Ernops, but I've only just got around to playing the tank myself. It's essentially another pattern, but it has a very decent turret armour. The armour on this tank is decent. It's got spaced armour on the turret, and if you're using the gun depression, you can effectively bounce shots off of the Turan if they're not shooting your cupola, which isn't the biggest either. So you can do a good job at making it hard to hit, and you can end up bouncing a lot of damage in this tank while having a sort of standard sort of pattern 390 Alpha APCR gun. And I really like it. I mean, I do like the patterns anyway, similar to I like the Tech Tree Centurions, and I also like the Tech Tree patterns as well. So I am quite a fan of this tank. Now here we are on Redshire for the first replay. It's an encounter battle and there is no enemy fun police, so it's a good map for us here because we can use our armour effectively by going hold down and use our gun depression and maximise the advantages of the tank. So it's a good start to the game there. We managed to kill a light tank nice and early, pick up a little bit of damage and pick up a kill. So a good start to the game, and there's quite a few tanks available for us to shoot. We're pretty evenly split. We've got majority of our team is sort of either camping on the ridge behind us to cover us, or who have pushed to sort of the heavy flank. So at the moment we're free to use this ridge to try and look for shots. I've got to be a little bit careful when I do poke there, just in case there is any enemy camper sniper tanks looking to shoot for me when I poke. But there's only one enemy TD in this lobby, which that does help. So and we are fairly heavy. There's quite a few tier 8s and 9s, so we've got a good chance of using our armour effectively in this game. We're looking for a few shots on this object 430. We managed to sneak one in and try and pull back down into cover. We're hoping he's going to poke again, or this E6 is going to poke, and we'll just try and look for shots where we can. We decided to play near the cap just to make sure we don't get capped out, and it's actually just quite a good location to play in the medium. I was thinking about going down on that medium tank, which is sort of trapped in the middle, but I was scared if I did that, tanks like this E6 or Object 430 might then full send me. Well, they probably would full send me, and I'll be putting myself in a real awkward situation. So I decided against that, which is probably for the best. Unfortunately, we do eat one there from the enemy M46 pattern, and it does damage our ammo rack. So we're going to repair that to make sure we don't get ammo racked, and obviously we're going to maximise our reload. And I'm now going to try and poke to see if we can deal with this E6, and just because I feel like a bit more confident on not getting shot from sort of where I think they might be sniping from. So I'm going to sort of push around to see if I can take out this enemy pattern in the middle, the 120 pattern. Unfortunately, the first shot gets absorbed in the tracks, and the second shot doesn't pen the cupola. So on a different day I probably could have had 2 pens there, which is a shame. So we end up getting one in, but we do trade 1 for 1, which is not ideal. But we are hold down. We're going to try and get one through the cupola. Unfortunately, I shot a little bit too low, so the first off trade on this pattern's not gone great. So we do need to pull back now, because now unfortunately we have lost 8-9 side, which means I can no longer poke around in that position. You see I'm getting shots there, but you can see how I am bouncing shots off the turret. It is it can be very effective. Already got sort of 1,000 bounce block damage, but we've got to pull back. We're starting to lose on numbers, and we're going to get a little bit surrounded here. But I'm going to try and bunker up to try and protect myself when the enemy come in, because at the moment we have 3 tanks on the cap, so the enemy does have to come for us here, because if we're going to win the game, they're going to need to get that reset. So I'm going to try and position myself in a way that when they do come, I'm in a good position to get shots into them. I'm hold down here. It's the ideal scenario for this tank is to be hold down, only exposing your turret, and then just let the gun do the talking. It's kind of an ideal situation. This I7 has made his approach to get the reset, so we're going to poke to see if we can get a cheeky shot in for the lower plate, which we do, putting us on 2,700 damage. And now we've got this enemy Object 430 as well, so while our team's, you know, I'm in a good position here. Our team are kind of in the cap and have got the right hand side locked down. I'm going to try and just get shots in from the left here where I can. We get one into the Tiger 2, sort of got trapped into the open. But then I've got to pull back down to make sure I don't expose myself too much, because we've got this enemy 5A, which obviously does have fantastic DPM, and we get caught out, that, you know, could really punish us. And now, well, yeah, we just got to be very cautious, because we are on 8 vs 11. So, yeah, at this point I'm thinking, you know, we might even end up capping out, which I don't really want to happen, because I do want to try and get some more shots in. We do get one in through the I7. The enemy team gets a reset. And now we're pulling back. We're hoping the I7 is going to expose his lower plate. He does, but I just hit the tip of his peak nose. Needed to hit a little bit lower there. We should get an opportunity to get another shot in. But I swapped to the 5A because the 5A is approaching round on me. And I want to try and track him to stop him getting shots in. I get fortunate that he does actually bounce me there. He might have had a better shot. But now I'm, you know, relatively hold down. I'm trying to stay hold down as best I can. And thankfully that 5A shots my turret and he does bounce. And now we're going to be able to try and get a shot into the I7, who gets absolutely slapped by our friendly Death Star. And that puts us on to around 5,000 damage and 4,400 block damage. We now got this Tiger 2. We get one straight through the face wall, and we're just going to try it through the turret. And now we should be able to just make short work of this Tiger 2 in this situation here. Picking up another shot, blocking another shot off of our turret there. And we're going to go and see if we can get the kill, but he gets shut down by our friendly tank there in the Rev, Astron. And yeah, now it's just about, this game's, you know, pretty much won now. It's just about trying to get the most damage as we possibly can. We get one into the enemy medium on our right, and there's only 2 tanks left. You know, we've done well to bring it back from, you know, it was pretty even all the way through, but we, yeah, and then we were down on numbers. Shouldn't have auto-aimed that shot. That's stupid, because I've just wasted a free pen there. But we're going to take out the enemy E6, and now we're just going to try and get one more shot in, maybe 2, before the enemy team just completely rush this tank and take him out. And that brings us an end to replay number 1. So let's just get to the scoreboard and see how we got on. We managed to get 2 kills, just shy of 7,000 damage, 1,800 assistance and 5,000 blocked. It was only a second class, but I just wanted to show it just because it kind of illustrated how much damage you can block off of the turret. But the next game is a big one, so I will stop rambling on and let's just get to the replay. Okay, so here we are for the second replay of the video. We're on Malivanka. Now there is quite a few tier 8s in this lobby, but we do have this time 2 enemy fun police to contend ourselves with. There is no enemy light tank, and you know, this M47, as most patterns do, it does have quite good view range. So we're going to push out at the start, you know, just this ridge in front of us and see what we can spot, and try and work out where the enemy force is going, and then from there we're going to, you know, decide what we're going to do basically. So we're going to push up. I've got to be careful, because if I do get spotted here, you know, fun police is going to start looking at me. But weirdly, I'm not spotting anything here, and usually you do spot something on the opposite ridge. Like I said, I do have quite good view range, and I'm not getting, you know, lit in return or anything like that. And so I'm thinking, yeah, that is odd. They might, you know, maybe the enemy team are either pushing straight up the hill, or maybe they're pushing down the 1-2 line, or sort of camping around the buildings near their spawn. But I'm surprised I haven't spotted anything here at the start. So now I'm starting to think that maybe I can actually push forward, but I just want to get a bit more information, because I don't want to push round and then discover the enemy team are all on the hill, and then I'm sort of trapped in an awkward situation. I'm going through a few blind shots, but then the enemy team gets spotted, and a lot of their team, you know, does look like they're pushing to the 1-2. So I'm actually going to use that you know, bit of information to my advantage and push round now, because again I'm not getting spotted at all, which is very peculiar. You know, normally you'd spot some sort of tanks, but again here, not spotting anything. But what that does mean is I might be able to push forward and use their ridge, sort of the opposite ridge to mine, to spot the enemy team sort of camping in their spawn. And we do spot the A50 there. We unfortunately bounced that shot, which is a shame, but we're hopefully going to get another opportunity to get a second shot in, which we do. And looking at how far forward we are, we got a good opportunity here with no enemy light tanks in to actually pick up quite a bit of assistance in this game. So my plan is here, I'm taking this shot. If I get lit, by the way, I've already planned that I'm going to push forward to that ridge in front of me and get down and get a hold down. But I'm going to take these shots while I can, and because I'm not getting, because I'm far enough while I'm not getting lit in return, I'll take the opportunity to get the damage. Now I've got spotted, I'm going to get into cover and get hold down. And hopefully from this position, if I do spot the enemy team, they're going to get slapped by our friendly team coming off of the hill. But this Centurion is in my way because he's going to have the side shots on me. So I'm happy to trade 1 for 1 if it means I can just take this tank out as quickly as I can. Because it's causing it's been a bit of a problem area for me. But he should get shut down by the enemy team come off of the hill. Now there's a few enemy tanks like this VK were out in the open. I had a few shots in, but they have dipped back down into cover. I'm just checking to see if we can get a shot, try and side safe off this rock. I then unfortunately get caught on the physics of the ice rock, and I'm struggling to try and take control of my tank because, yeah, for reasons. But we got control of our tank now. That Centurion's been taken out, and we're going to get back to see if we can spot any of the enemy team to hopefully pick up a few assistance damage from our friendly team sort of coming off of the hill. We spot this SU, we get a shot in. We're now going to need to pull back, so we'll hold down, and we're in quite a decent position here to get some few shots in. Unfortunately, a few of our teamers come off the hill. They kind of push right down, and then unfortunately our WOF 100 get caught out by a Tran, and a lot of the tanks which we was going to use to support us are starting to die now. But we're still in a pretty good location here. The only concern is if we lose the 1-2 line, which at the moment we've still got quite a few tanks there, but if we do lose the 1-2 line, then the enemy team can come and shoot me from behind. But at the moment that's not the case, so I've got a position here where I'm sort of trapping the enemy team in the open, and I'm able to just I've only picked up 1,000 assistance so far, but if our friendly fun police start shooting this way, I might be able to pick up a bit more of assistance here, because all these tanks are tanks which I'm spotting. We get a shot into the enemy Undertaker there, bringing us to 3,600 damage. Unfortunately for me, the 5A or the QL actually managed to get across, which is a shame. I would have liked to get a few shots punishing, but we're going to try and just keep him spotted, because where he is, he's not safe from the enemy fun police. If I can keep him lit, and I see a shot now is coming in, hopefully he's just going to keep getting shot at by the fun police, which might make him move, and I might present opportunities to get some more shots in. The game's pretty even. We've brought it back to about an 8 versus 9. But now we are starting to take a little bit of control away from the enemy team, because we have won the 1-2 now. So if they start to push away from the 1-2, then we're going to get 3 shots into the tanks pushing away. You see, I'm now picking up a little bit more assistance from the artillery. Got 1,600 assistance. I'm just going to keep poking, making sure that the tanks are my targets, basically. Just poking there just to spot a few things. There's an enemy Tyran to my right, which is a problem. But it's because he's caught out in the open, he's getting absolutely farmed from the friendly teams in the field. And hopefully it shouldn't be long before he gets taken out. And I've picked up all the assistance off of the tram, which is nice. Bringing us to 2,700 assistance, 4,000 of our own. We're hoping to get a shot into the QL there. We take one, we don't get lit in return, which is great. So we're going to go back for another shot, see if we can punish them. We do get one in, but now we need to try and pull back. Unfortunately for me, the QL does slap me and gets one in. Put me on to 900 and just shy of 1,000 hit points. But we are, we got 2 in for that trade, so it wasn't too bad. So we did come out on top. But we're just trying to push again, get our view range. Now we are, the enemy team is trapped. And these tanks which I'm spotting, I'm getting all the assistance for. Majority 66 is running. We can see if we can get a shot into the ISM, but I'll get him lit up again. I don't want to take another shot off of the QL. I do bounce the Undertaker, but I'm pulling back down so I'm safe. Now, I was looking to see here if I've got a little slim shot here at the ISM. I track him in place just to see if he gets. I didn't see if I had other shots available, but I'm hoping I might be able to pen this. Unfortunately it doesn't, so they are slim shots, but it's possible I might be able to get one in there. And I just managed to squeeze a shot in, picking up a shot of damage and putting that ISM onto a 1 shot. But now I'm going to try and light that QL again, so I can so you see I've still got 2 fun police in the game. Enemy team is surrounded. I want to try and spot them so I can pick up the rest of the damage. We spot the projectile 66, we get one in, and the enemy team now they're really in a bit of an awkward situation. They don't really have much control of this map at the moment. Sorry, and then we swat the SU, get another shot in, putting us on to just shy of 6,000 damage and 4,000 assistance. Cura gets spotted up, pick up a little bit more assistance. There's only 3 tanks left, so we're going to move in to see if we can get the last bit of damage, last bit of assistance, and try and maximise this game to get as much out of it as we can. We can afford to take a few shots at this stage of the game, and it's looking like we're probably going to get the win. So I know the QL's on my left, but we're going to try and finish off the Undertaker, even if it meant we get a shot off the QL. But we didn't even eat one off the QL, which is great. The Progetto 66 is now trapped. Need to pull back. He's bounced the first shot, does get the second one in, but we do manage to get a shot in. And then we're hoping, we're clicking here to try and finish the QL, and we both get our shots in at the same time, bringing this an end to the replay and the video. So let's just see how we did. We got 4 kills, just shy of 7,000 damage, just shy of 5,000 assistance. We do pick up the ace tanker and high caliber, and we do get the spotting medal. So yeah, that is it for the replay. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Hadouken!